We have to talk about, in my opinion, one of the scariest stories of the day, though. Because we all knew that this was going to happen, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it was just, in my opinion, inevitable. Breaking. The FBI is investigating a mass shooting in Austin, Texas that left 3 dead and 14 injured as potential terrorism. This was really scary. So this was at a bar in Texas. I obviously can't show you the footage, but we do have footage. Obviously, it was a nightmare. Guy goes in, blasts a bunch of people, 3 dead, 14 injured. That's insane. Now, Austin bar mass shooter possibly motivated by Iran attacks. Why would we think that? Quran found in car. FBI eyes terrorism after 2 killed, 14 injured, and a 3rd eventually died. Breaking, the FBI confirms last night Austin mass shooting was an act of terrorism. I see. Wow. The suspect is Ndiaga Diagne. He was born in Senegal, living in Texas. A Quran found in his car. The Austin mass shooter was reportedly an Islamist, born in Senegal. Wow, it's crazy how this keeps happening. Let's wait for confirmed details before jumping to conclusions. It's confirmed. Source? Literally the media. Every bit of the media. Austin bar mass shooter possibly motivated by Iran attacks. Quran found in his car. FBI eyes terrorism. Like, dude, are we serious? This is insane. Austin bar mass shooter possibly motivated by Iran attacks. Quran found in car as FBI eyes terrorism. Dude, we get it. All right, we get it. Obviously, we have some radical Islamists in our country. They want to kill us. This is the oldest news in the universe, unfortunately. But people like closing their eyes and making believe that it's not going to be here. It's not going to affect us. It's like, just because they're part of a death cult that literally wants to massacre us all the time and are looking for an excuse to do so, it doesn't mean that there's actually going to be any harm by importing foreigners with ideology that's fucked up. That's definitely not going to affect us at all. What are you talking about? The Austin, Texas mass shooter is a migrant from West African nation Senegal, 53 years old, naturalized citizen, Islamic Quran found in his car. Another third worlder. The FBI believes terrorism related, several dead, over a dozen injured. Yeah, so Senegal. That's I can't show you the footage. It's too hard, man. It's brutal. Yeah, so a 95% Muslim country, by the way, in Senegal. So, again, another instance of why the fuck was he here? Another instance of maybe we shouldn't import third worlders with an ideology that involves them literally wanting to kill us. I know this is a controversial take, but maybe perhaps we shouldn't do this. All right, so let's hear some updates onto this Senegalese Islamic terrorist that just murdered a bunch of people.
Digging deeper into that mass shooting in Austin, Texas with some brand new information. I had mentioned before, 3 people killed. Fox confirmed the shooter who police killed was a naturalized citizen from Senegal. Sources are now telling...
Hot take, illegal immigration is bad, but legal immigration is a problem too.
Fox, the shooter was wearing clothing that said Allah on it, and he had on an undershirt with an Iranian flag on it. The FBI has just announced they are investigating this as a possible act of terrorism. They said maybe, probably, could be. They're investigating it as such now.
Yeah, it might be Islamic terrorism. It's just a guy with the Allah written on his shirt and a Quran found in his car killing people right after we struck Khomeini in Iran. Well, anyway, this is the guy. Fox obtains photo of the Texas mass shooter. A dude over here, clearly a straight white Christian, clearly a Zionist. This is a Hasidic Jew, for those of you that are unaware. Clearly, as you can see from this photo, there is no other interpretation. Property of Allah, it says on his shirt. Wow. So yeah, no, another classic example of how legal immigration is not a problem. That's right. He legally came from the third world with an ideology that directly wants to kill all of us. This is a huge W, guys. Now again, every single illegal immigrant needs to leave just on virtue of the fact that our country has borders and laws. Every single one of them needs to get deported without an exception, without an exaggeration. Every single one of them. Get the fuck out of our country. We have a country, we have borders. Leave. Literally leave. And if you think that no one's illegal on stolen land and you think that borders are fake, well, that's great, because technically, if borders aren't real, then there's no such thing as deportation. All right, we're just moving you to another landmass. Okay, all right, you are not getting deported, you are being relocated. Okay, shut the fuck up, get on the trebuchet, we're launching you to Mexico. All right, we don't need to deal with this shit. All right, and that's illegal immigrants. In regards to legal immigrants, why are we importing people with ideologies that want to kill us? Like, we should only be importing people that make our country better. We shouldn't even have the ideology whatsoever of importing people that directly have ideologies that want to kill us, right? This is the Austin, Texas mass shooter. Ndiaga Diagne, property of Allah, okay? All right, this dude, this straight white Christian male. Another classic example, all right? To quote Joe Biden, our former senile president, this is what he had to say.
We won't ignore what our intelligence agencies have determined to be the most lethal terrorist threat to the homeland today. White supremacy is terrorism.
Right, absolutely. Thank you, former President Biden. I don't remember what you did when you were in office, but then again, neither do you. So yeah, anyway, obviously another classic example of how white people are the greatest threat to America. It's crazy that we need to live like this, bro. So this is breaking news. Reported Islamist shooter in Texas has been identified, 53-year-old Ndiaga Diagne, who wore a property of Allah shirt during the terrorist attack, and they got him. As you can see, they actually got him. Good. We didn't need to get here. We didn't need to get to this point. Obviously, it's good they got him. It's good they eliminated this fucker. But we did not need to get to this point. Now, of course, this is heartbreaking for multiple reasons. Not only are there victims to this terrorist attack, but also Hasan Piker is having the worst day of his life. Hasan leaves beautiful words in eulogy of the innocent people murdered by an Islamic terrorist attack on American soil, inspired by the fact that we decided to murder a terrorist dictator that killed tons of our people. With "come on, man." Truly moving and beautiful, heartfelt words. Now, the reason why he's saying "come on, man" is because he believes this is a secret Jewish American false flag attack, where this guy, who is clearly the most Jewish, Israeli, Christian, white nationalist I've ever seen in my entire life, trying to push forward a war against Iran or something. Clearly, it's a false flag. And the reason why I say that is because he made this tweet. If there's any terrorism that happens on U.S. soil now, you will never be able to convince me, nor millions of other Americans, speak for yourself, sir, not everyone's as retarded as you are, that it wasn't an Israel and America conducting it together to rally the masses to support an insanely unpopular war. As I've shown you already, this is not an insanely unpopular war. That's one. Two, it's not really a war. It's more like taking out the trash. All right, this is chemotherapy. All right, we gotta obliterate a couple of cancer cells before they metastasize. All right, this is some chemo. Definitely very important to be done. And thank God we killed the rat. Now we have a couple more rats that we need to exterminate. We don't want the bubonic plague coming back. All right. We're also trying to save animals. All right. We know that you guys are not scared of death or something, but you are scared of dogs. And I mean, you love goats. A little too much, some would say, but we're not going to get involved into that at this point. So Hasan Piker says, "come on, man," over here, because he thinks it's a false flag attack. He thinks this fucker is an actual secret white supremacist Nazi, a Jew. I love this guy. Hasan's amazing. It's unbelievable. He's the largest leftist political streamer. It's truly incredible. It's a secret Jewish white supremacist Israeli American Nazi that is working on behalf of the Zionists to murder random Americans in Texas to convince people to fight in the Middle East. Are you retarded? That was a trick question. The answer is yes. It's unbelievable that we need to live like this. Okay, it's unbelievable that we needed to import all these retards into our country that are violent. That one is dead, quite literally. And it's also retarded that we need to deal with this. It's also retarded that this is the largest leftist streamer in America. A open, devout communist that's pro-radical China and Islam, and directly wants our people to die. Completely and utterly supporting terrorism on every single day. This is not a condemnation, by the way, because he thinks that this was secretly the Jews. I don't actually think he is that dumb to believe so, but that's what he's gonna say. You know, it's insane that we need to live like this at all. So Congressman Randy Fine said a Muslim terrorist had killed Americans again, this time in Austin, and they wonder why I choose dogs. Mass deportations now. All right, now the reason why I bring up Randy Fine is because there was recently a whole debate where certain Palestinian activists in New York were trying to ban dogs. No, I'm not kidding, right? Because dogs are unclean according to Islam. So they were trying to ban dogs from New York, because as we know, New York is now a radical Islamist caliphate or some shit. I don't know. So Randy Fine made a really viral tweet saying, if I had to choose between the Muslims and the dogs, I know what I would choose, right? And he's completely right. We don't need to import people into our country that want to change our way of life, including end our life. That's just another thing that I'm not a fan of also in general. So this is what he had to say. And the crazy thing is, apparently, this retard, this terrorist, by the way, is responding to his tweets. Or was, rather. They found this Ndiaga Diagne's old Twitter account. All right. So Congress. This is an old Congressman Randy Fine tweet saying, when someone yells praise Jesus and a Christian is experiencing joy. When someone yells Baruch Hashem, a Jew is doing the same. When someone yells Allahu Akbar, there's a real chance someone's about to get killed. It's not Islamophobic to say this. It's true. Glib. Don't get me wrong. But a little bit on the nose. This guy Diagne says, so say someone whose holy book says Jesus Christ is being burned in hell and his mother was a whore, whereas Muslims revere both Jesus and his mother. Lamau. He ended up shooting up a bar in Texas and murdered 3 people and injured another 14. Also, what he's referring to is the Talmud, a Jewish collection of debates between rabbis, and this is not a correct quote whatsoever, because it does not say there in any place ostensibly that Jesus Christ is burning in hell. This is actually a misquote that everyone misquotes about a Roman guy talking to a Roman necromancer, where the Roman necromancer said to the Roman general that Jesus wasn't burning in hell. All right, that is the Talmud quote. The Talmud quotes a guy who spoke to a Roman necromancer that said that. The Talmud's position is that Jesus is in heaven, because the Talmud explicitly states that everyone goes to heaven, except for like 5 exceptions that are listed in the Old Testament. So again, not only is it a lie and it's just pushing the random fake news bullshit, but also this guy ended up shooting up a bar. All right, and like he ended up proving Randy Fine correct here, even though he tried to shut him down. Now, not only that, but this dude has a history of tweeting. So this is a tweet described Donald Trump in one word: a shameless clown. That's 3 words. What's the most dangerous enemy of the United States? Is it Russia, Islam, Dems, China, etc., etc.? So funny, Islam is considered an enemy of America because Jesus, who came out of a vagina, can never be God. Just read Mark, John. Your lies, propaganda, insults, and smear will not stop Islam. Islam is here to save you in this world and hereafter. So I love how this dude has like one tweet saying, why would you like the Jews? The Jews don't think Jesus Christ is the Messiah. And then it's like, Jesus Christ was filth. He's terrible. That's what this guy's saying. It's unbelievable that we need to deal with this shit. All right, so we're importing these retards into our country. They hate us quite literally. Like let's be honest. You think this guy talking about how Islam is here to save you in this world and thereafter, all right? You really think that this retard is coming here to make America a better place? All right, now this is Valentina Gomez. She's running for Congress, I think, in Texas. Basically, this is her saying that we don't want Islam in our schools. The response was, just post your address, meaning I'm gonna come and kill you, right? Like this, it's unbelievable that we have these people just out there in the wild doing shit, and then they end up shooting people. All right, so this is Laura Loomer saying, fuck Candace Owens, this woman should be in her basement, etc., blah, blah, blah. And this terrorist responds with, shut the fuck up, you fucking Israel first whore, move to Israel, you fucking bitch. And then he shot up a bar. I'm just noticing that this is insane. Like, these are the people that you're fighting with on Twitter. People that come into our country and are just insane. Apparently, this person was following Tucker Carlson on Twitter, which is wild. This is just a retard. The Islamic Revolution is eternal and here to stay until the end of time. You Zionists and Islamophobes can be angry all you want, but you can't do a damn thing about it, no matter what. All right, so here we have retards calling you Islamophobic, and then shooting up a bar. Like, can we not acknowledge for a second how insane this is? These are the retards on Twitter you're fighting with. Like, people that we imported. Now, here's a video from October 2023. Never forget. Unvetted males from Senegal crossing the U.S. border in Texas. Military age. No families.
How you doing? Where are you from?
Senegal.
Senegal. Where are you going?
New York.
New York. Thank you, sir. You?
Senegal.
Where are you going?
Nigeria.
Thank you. Where are you from?
Senegal.
Where are you going?
North Carolina.
Thank you, sir. You? Where are you from?
Senegalese.
Where are you going? Thank you, sir. Where are you from?
Senegal.
Where are you going?
Senegal.
Thank you. Where are you going?
New York.
From where?
Yeah.
Senegal? Thank you. Where are you from?
You get the idea. Completely and utterly unvetted, crossing the border under Biden. We don't know who they are. These are all Islamists. Well, 95% of them are Islamists. We have no idea who they are. They're in our country. They hate our way of life. They hate our religion. They hate everything about us, quite literally. I mean, let's be real. And there they are, because they want free shit. They're probably on welfare right now, taking money from taxpayers. I'm not even exaggerating. It's insane that we let this happen and we let our country get raped like this. Now, that is one terrorist attack that happened today. Breaking, multiple emergency crews are responding to a mass stabbing with gunfire. Reporting on the I-495 near Washington, D.C., 4 people stabbed on the Beltway. Suspect subdued. For those of you keeping track, more Americans were murdered in America since this war started than American soldiers on the battlefield. I hope you're aware of how insane it is that, yes, there are these radical retards that are in our countries that we let in because we have a death wish and because we had suicidal empathy under every single fucking blue president ever, that we let them in, they come in, and now they're going to kill us. and then there's nothing we can do about it. We have to live with these people, and they're going to breed, and they're going to have children that are also going to have their ideology, and we're going to need to deal with this shit. Unless we don't. Unless we actually do something. We need to figure this shit out. We need to get them out, bro. But it's Islamophobic to notice. I'm not allowed to notice this. Mass stabbing occurred right outside of Washington, D.C. Dude, this is crazy. Absolute insane world. And they don't give a shit who they're stabbing.
Bravo, I'm going to start you to a public service 495 southbound prior to Little River Turnpike. We're getting multiple calls of a male subject stabbing several people on 95. It started out as a property damage crash, and now he's stabbing people with a knife. Car 70, Bravo, you direct.
K95 reference. I'm direct. Start
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a car accident. Bro popped out with a knife and started stabbing people. Dude, this is insane. Mass stabbing in Washington, D.C. Muslim terrorism is back in full force. Dude, it's never left, okay? Let's be honest for a second. It's just been kind of on the low down, all right? In fact, this is Dearborn Henry Ford Community College professor Ali Akbar Shadid. This is a real guy, all right? This is a professor in a college in Michigan.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. To God we belong, and to Him we shall return. The pure soul of Sayyid Ali Khamenei.
The pure soul of Khamenei. You know, the terrorist pedophile?
Returned back to its Lord as a martyr, like Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and joined his grandfathers and all of the prophets and the best of prophets, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
You see, it's good he's mentioning all these guys because they are actually all in the same place. But that's not having sex with underage women for eternity in heaven.
And his progeny, the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. May Allah raise their ranks in paradise and shower them with mercy.
I love how they get ranks in paradise. All right, a low-rank martyr only gets like a couple of underage women that look like Frogan. A high-rank martyr, they get like slightly younger underage women.
However, Trump did a huge mistake by killing our beloved leader, Sayyid Ali Khamenei.
Our leader? Well, our leader, bro. Are you insane? We have a professor in Michigan calling Khamenei our leader? Dog, get these people out. Get them out. Deport. We need to figure this shit out, bro. What are we doing?
He thought that by killing him, he's going to make the believers submit.
No. He thought that by killing him, and also killing the rest of the leadership, and also by killing the abilities of bombing us, you'd stop fucking bombing us. All right, which is a pretty valid point. All right, no one's trying to get people in a death cult to stop believing in a death cult because a couple of people in the death cult died. No, I don't think these people understand anything.
And make them hopeless. However...
No, we don't want you to be hopeless. We want you to be powerless. There's a pretty big difference.
We're going to continue on the path of Sayyid Ali Khamenei.
Dude is literally saying we're going to continue on the path of the guy that chants death to America. We're going to continue on the path of the guy that has killed tens of thousands of his own people. Hundreds of thousands of people in surrounding countries. We're going to continue the path, says a professor in a college in Michigan.
We're going to hold his blood, his ideology. We're going to learn it and teach it to our children and grandchildren.
When are we going to acknowledge that this is a problem? When are we going to acknowledge that we have a major issue in our country?